Hey crafters, today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 craft essential purchases for any Cricut owner, but especially those of you who are new. By the way, welcome and congratulations. I definitely could not survive a craft session without these, so I'm sure they're going to be really helpful for you too. Hang around till the end because I have a bonus little something that I want to share with you, which I just wish someone had told me when I was starting out with my Cricut machine. Let's go crafters! First up, we have Cardstock. I bought this off of Amazon, and don't worry, I'll link everything I mentioned in the description below. This was honestly such a fantastic purchase. The card itself has got a really nice thickness to it, it's got this lovely texture, and you know, these little details are so important for sort of elevating the quality of your projects. The pack has so many different colors, so basically wherever your imagination takes you, this pack of cardstock will be your trusted companion. Probably the most impressive thing about it is that it just cuts beautifully on the Cricut Maker using the fine tip blade. Next up, we have the Cricut tool set. Mine is of course out of its packaging because I use it in every single crafting session. In the pack, you get a pair of scissors because you can never have too many pairs of scissors, and we all know how they go walkabout in the craft room. Then you get a pair of tweezers. These are really cool. They are very precise. They've got this angled tip to them, which just makes them really fantastic for when you are weeding vinyl, especially when you combine it with the next tool, which is this weeding tool. Now the weeding tool is effectively a dentist pick. It just has this very sharp tip to it and is also on a bit of an angle. So what I would do when I'm weeding vinyl is use a combination of these two tools. Maybe I would hold down any difficult bits with this pick and then use the tweezers to grab the vinyl I need to remove and peel it away. Then you get this scraper, which is basically a prettier version of an old credit card. And you use this to burnish transfer tape onto your adhesive vinyl. This is an essential step when you're working with adhesive vinyl, definitely not to be missed, so this is a very handy tool. Finally, you get a scraper. This one is very good for when you've finished a cut on the machine and you want to remove the material, say you were cutting cardstock, from your mat and maybe the mat is sticky. You can just use this scraper to get between the material and the mat and peel it away without causing any tearing. Number 3, adhesive vinyls. I definitely recommend starting your journey into vinyls with adhesive vinyls. These are basically large sticker sheets. So here you can see, you know, this is like a rose gold kind of a color, it's sticky, and this here is the backing. The way to use it is you just put it onto a mat, cut your design with your machine, and then you have to weed that design using your weeding tool. That just means removing any excess parts of the vinyl which are not part of your final project. The reason I would say start with adhesive vinyl and not the alternative, which is iron-on or heat transfer vinyl. That's the stuff that you use to personalize like t-shirts or cushions, anything sort of fabric. Because it requires heat to be transferred onto the blank as opposed to the adhesive vinyl, which is just sticky and you just stick it down like a sticker. You need to have a special heat press. You can use your iron. Results are not as good with an iron as they are with a heat press. You need to figure out the Cricut heat guide and just get, you know, the timing right, the temperatures right. It's a whole other ball game. I definitely think it's better just get comfortable with adhesive vinyl first and then move on to iron-on vinyl. Adhesive vinyl will be easier to conquer, I promise. Naturally, the next item on my list is transfer tape, because you cannot use adhesive vinyl without transfer tape. If you buy the Cricut brand of adhesive vinyl, then they normally come with a small roll of transfer tape inside the middle, and so you're kind of good to go with starting a project straight away. You can get 2 types of transfer tape, normal transfer tape and strong grip. You need the strong grip stuff for using on glitter vinyl. Do not try and use the ordinary stuff. I did it once, I ruined a project, wasted hours, and it was very frustrating. The way you use the transfer tape is once you have weeded your design, we discussed earlier, you lay the transfer tape on top, burnish it with your scraper, and then you can peel off the backing of the vinyl and place your vinyl decal onto whatever blank that you're decorating. Also, a quick hack for you, transfer tape is totally reusable, don't throw it away after the first use. And in fact, my secret tip for getting a really good transfer onto cardstock is to use a piece of transfer tape which actually is old and has been used a few times, because that will be less sticky, and so when you apply it onto your cardstock and then you want to peel it away to just leave your vinyl decal, the transfer tape should not rip your cardstock. This is the way that I always do it, and it always works for me. Number 5 is painter's tape. This is possibly the thing that I just cannot live without in my craft room. The mats that I use in my Cricut machine are a bit old now, and I'll be honest, I have not done a good job of washing them and re-sticking them. And I'm just not ready to commit to buying new ones. So basically every time that I use my machine now, I just apply my cardstock, my vinyl, whatever it is I'm cutting onto the mat and hold it down with this painter's tape. It's actually better than masking tape for that purpose, because masking tape is still a bit more sticky and I have had it tear my cardstock especially. This is used, by painters on walls so that you can get straight edges when you're painting and peel it away without damaging the surface, so it's much more gentle. Another pro tip, this stuff can definitely be reused. Don't throw it away after each use, just maybe put the bits that you've used onto maybe the covering sheet that comes with your mat, and then your mat and your tape are all ready and together for when you do your next project. So for my bonus tip, guys, and this is something I just wish someone had told me when I first got my machine. Do not be scared of it. I know it feels totally overwhelming to get a fancy pants machine like this, and confession, mine sat in the cupboard for at least 3 months while I let my fear and confusion just overtake. But you know what I have discovered since? There is this whole world of crafters who are just so welcoming and so willing to help. It is such a lovely community to be part of. There are groups all over Facebook. Go to Reddit and find the Cricut subreddit. Instagram, so many people are sharing their project inspiration and tips for how to use the machine. TikTok has got so many cool hacks, tips and tricks. All the best things come from TikTok these days. So there's always someone you can call on when you get stuck. So please guys, feel the fear of opening this lid and do it anyway. If you do have questions for me, let me know in the comments. I'll try and help, or DM me on Instagram at LondonCraftGirl. And if I don't know the answer, then you know what? I can probably find a crafter who does. Till the next video guys, happy crafting!